Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the 18th day of December 2024. I hope you're safe and healthy today. I hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders, who every day are out here trying their best to save lives. Blessings upon those that pick up garbage to keep our places clean and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also helping victims of pornography and child pornography, helping victims of prostitution and child prostitution, human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on all those perverts that create the great demands for these heinous industries. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, and veterans homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. The Knicks are going to be playing the Minnesota Timberwolves tomorrow night in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We will be at the game. This is going to be a tough game. Right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves are coming. They're surging in the West. They're trying to get back to where they were last year. And finally, like very similar to the Knicks, they have their full 8-man rotation in place right now. They are right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves again are tied for 6th in the West, half a game behind the Denver Nuggets, and about 2.5 games behind the 4th place Dallas Mavericks. It's still a long season, still 50 plus games to go. So everybody is now getting ready and gearing up. So now at this point, Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, Mike Conley, Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, and Nickel Alexander Walker are the 8-man rotation, and they're all healthy and ready to go for Minnesota. And so this is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination. This is going to be a difficult game. The Knicks are ready, though, because now we have 8 of our guys ready to go. We have our Precious Achiuwa, Deuce McBride, and Cameron Payne coming off the bench, along with our starters, Jay Brunson, Gato Grande, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and of course Josh Hart. So we are also coming. Now, unlike Minnesota, we still have a couple more pieces to add to this mix, namely Landry Shamet and Mitch Rob. But neither of them are going to be ready like right away. Shamet, of course, is closer. Shamet is closer. He played in the G League game a couple of nights ago. He looked good. He looks ready to come back and play full tilt. So we're expecting him, hopefully, by the next week, back-to-back, the 27th, 28th, against Orlando and the DC and the Wizards on the 28th, which will be at that game as well. But the Knicks have enough with the 8-man rotation that they now have to compete with anybody. And so we're expecting them to be ready to play, to come out and to be ready to ball against Minnesota this coming Thursday. The thing about the Knicks that many people forget because of all the game-to-game overanalyzing and hype that goes on in the media and in Knicks Nation, unfortunately, is Tom Thibodeau's teams get better as the season goes on. It's always been that way. It's the way certain coaches just run their teams. Like I mentioned, Eric Spoelstra in Miami is a very similar situation. The team gets better as the year goes on. Same with the Knicks, with Tom Thibodeau. So they're going to start to, and then at the same time, what makes us excited is that they're getting better, and they're now getting back players that have been missing. So for the 25 games or 26 games that the Knicks have played this year, they have not had their full rotation yet for any of those games. I mean, we just got Precious Achiuwa back 5 games ago. So he missed 21 games. And so now for 5 games, we've had Precious, Payne, and Deuce. And that just 5 games. Those 5 are played together. Most of the other guys, though, we've had Deuce for 21 games. He's missed 5 games. We know Campaign missed 6 games with the hamstring. And so Deuce missed 5 games with the knee. So they're all getting together now. This is good. The Knicks are rounding into shape and getting ready to make a stretch run after the new year. But right now, we're getting there. We're getting to where we want to be. As I was mentioning before, okay, well, let me take a side note first. There's another team. We know, I mentioned to y'all, the Knicks should be top 2 in the East, 55 plus wins. I've been saying that since before the season, before we even got El Gato Grande, but it still hasn't changed. Since then, we know that Cleveland and Boston are the teams that we're really fighting with for those top 2 spots. But this cup thing, this Emirates Cup, has produced another challenger in the Milwaukee Bucks. And it's not because of the Emirates Cup in itself. It's because of how they won. So here's a quick lesson in how to look at a box score. One of the many ways you can look at a box score and get something out of it. The final score of the game, with which they beat Oklahoma City Thunder, was 97-81. So that means OKC was held to 81 points. 81 points. Now, the thing is, OKC averages. OKC is the top of the West, and they average almost 116 points a game. So here, they scored 30 plus points less than their average. Now, when you look and you see something like that, generally it's 2 reasons, either one of the 2 or a combination of the 2. It's either tired legs, right? It could be tired legs because they're playing more games because of this cup than most teams. So it could be tired legs and or the defense of the other team, the opponent's defense. They had won, that is, Oklahoma City has won 9 of their last 10, and they were 5 straight. So I tend to not think it's tired legs, although you always got to give some credence to that. But when you look at the box score of the game, they shot as a team 16% from 3, 34% from the field. 16% from 3, 34% from the field. J-Dub was 8 of 20. No, J-Will was 8 of 20. SGA was 8 of 24. Isaiah Joe was 2 of 7. Dort was 1 of 5. Dylan Jones, well, no, their rotation. Kenrick Williams, 1 of 6. Alex Caruso, 0 for 3. Carson Wallace was 2 of 2, but he took 2 shots, okay? And he was minus 11. A.J. Mitchell was 1 of 5. They weren't shooting the ball. Only one that shot the ball well was our boy Isaiah Hartenstein, who was 6 of 11, 16 points, 12 boards, 5 on the offensive end. So he was tremendous, but we know him, okay? So you got to give credit to the Milwaukee defense. Now, why is that important? The Achilles heel that I've always felt the Bucks had since they acquired Dame Dollar was Dame Dollar's defense and the perimeter defense. Now, they had Malik Beasley. They had some pieces. Of course, they traded a lot of pieces to get Dame Dollar. But somebody's playing some defense over there. When they had Jrue Holiday and they won the chip, that was the strength. They had the defense. What they did is they surround Giannis offensively with shooters, and then they all played kick behind defense. Well, somebody's playing some defense over there. So Giannis was 10 of 19. He had 26. Giannis is now in his prime. I think he's 30. And a guy of this physical stature, somebody like Giannis, that's an obvious superstar, former defensive player of the year, former MVP. A guy like this, generally his body is strong. He's been building, if you look at Giannis when he first came in the league to now, it's a boy versus a grown-ass man. That's what it looks like, seriously. I mean, he was a little boy with a little boy, deer in headlights look. that could take 3 dribble, 4 dribble, and do the length of the court. And now he's a grown-ass man. Could still do that, but stronger, bigger, faster. So he's in his prime. Then you got Damian Lillard, who's past his prime, but he's still effective. They added Andre Jackson to the starting lineup. That's the defense. Brook Lopez, that's the defense. Taurean Prince, that's the defense. Then off the bench, country boy Bobby Portis, Pat Connaughton, Gary Trent, and then AJ Green. AJ Green. They all bring defense. So now they're playing defense, okay? Now, why would we care? If Milwaukee is playing defense like that on a regular basis, okay? If they're playing defensive like that on a regular basis, they're going to be dangerous. Because we know they got offense. Because all of those cats have been playing, and that's the thing. With respect to their cohesion, their continuity, they have a good, very high continuity. They made a big mistake, in my view, trading Jrue Holiday, obviously, who went on to the Celtics and won another championship. But they got a nice crew of guys that have had, like Lopez is 36. Lillard is 34. Chris Middleton, who didn't, he's injury prone and often injured, is 33. Pat Connaughton, 31. Taurean Prince is 30. And Giannis is just turning 30. Bobby Portis is 29. Gary Trent Jr., 25. So they got a nice combination of youth with experience. That's, I think, what's going on here. Now, why am I still not worried about them? Even though they're a threat, I don't really think that Lopez and Dame Dollar can continue this pace at this age. Giannis can. Taurean Prince can. And they got good players here with them. And Connaughton's a defensive dude that can hit shots. He's 31, so he's not old. But Middleton, Lillard, Lopez, you're talking about 33. And Middleton's, there's guys that are 33 and there's guys that are an old 33. Middleton's an old 33. And then you got Damian Lillard and you got Brook Lopez, who's 36, but he's in great shape. I just don't think that they can continue to keep pace all the way through. Like I said, I believe Giannis can, but I don't know about the rest of these guys. And so Chris Middleton's only appeared in 4 games. They've basically been going with Andre Jackson, who's really taking Middleton's spot. Andre Jackson's a young boy. He's like 24, 23, something like that. So that's the up-and-coming threat, in my opinion, to the Knicks in the top 3 in the East. Right now, though, the Knicks, I'm not worried about the Bucks. Because also, if you look at it, Oklahoma City didn't really match up well. I mean, the Bucks match up well with Oklahoma City, put it this way. So, like, Hartenstein, you could put Brooks Lopez on him. Okay, you could put Lopez on him. You could put Taurean Prince on Jalen Williams. You got good matchups, and then you could use Giannis as a free safety around the floor. He could play against Dort. He could even guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So they match up well with the Oklahoma City Thunder, which that's another thing. They do not match up well with the Knicks. Because somebody got to go out there and guard El Gato Grande. Brooks Lopez, like I said, he's in shape. Really. Highly skilled at 36 years old. Grande will bust his ass. Just being honest. And then you bring back Mitchell Robinson. There's your Giannis stopper right there. Okay? And in the meantime, got 2 dudes, grown-ass man, right? And Precious Achiuwa. They could deal with Giannis. Now, the things that making Giannis particularly dangerous this year is the boy that messed around and got a mid-range jumper. Yeah, he done messed around and got a mid-range jumper. So Wow, yes, we got Minnesota. Yes, we're gonna play them tomorrow night. I got an eye on the Bucks too, because yeah, yeah, this is no joke. So I'm not worried about them per se, but I think we should keep an eye on them. We should keep an eye on them. Okay, Giannis still shooting 18% from three. Okay, he's still shooting 62% from the foul line, but he's shooting 61% from the field. And I'm thinking that's that mid range he done added to his game. Okay, so congratulations to the Bucks on winning the Emirates. And yeah, they're coming, but I think we're ready for them. I'm just letting you know there's gonna be a battle. They coming up, but I'm not. I think we're ready for them. And then, like I said, right now with what we got right now, I think the Knicks can handle them. I think the Knicks can handle them. I'm trying to see when do we play them fools next. The Bucks. I don't know if we play them again this year. Okay, if I'm wrong, some of you will gladly let me know, but I don't think so. No, we got a game against them. We got a game against them late in the season. We got a game against them March 28th at Milwaukee, 8 o'clock. That's gonna be a good one, because we'll have Mitchell Robinson back by then. March 28th. Hopefully nobody's hurt. 8 o'clock in Milwaukee. Yeah, we're playing them in Milwaukee. That's the only time between now and then I think that we got them. Yep, I don't see them again on the schedule. So that's going to be interesting game, March 28th. Still, late in the season, but early enough so that playoff positioning will count. So it will be important. So it's going to be good. As far as Minnesota, yeah, if we can get by them tomorrow night, it could start something. It could start something. If we can get by them tomorrow night, it could start something, because the Knicks are in a good position right now. Like I said, we got all 8 of our guys. We got 8 solid rotation pieces right now. Put it that way. Got 8 solid. We ain't got to play no rookies. And that's what I'm saying. Every time we play rookies, it wasn't looking good. But we ain't got to worry about that. We got 8 solid veteran rotation pieces. And so I think we're good to go. And so here, going into this game tomorrow night, what we have here, if they can beat, well, I don't want to look past them, but if they can get by Minnesota, we might be starting something. Okay, we might be starting something if we can get by Minnesota. So hopefully nobody gets hurt and we win the game. Those are 2 important things. Me and my son will be close to the Knicks bench. Be excited about that. And I'm flying out early tomorrow morning to go to Minnesota. And we'll be on location there in Minneapolis. And we'll be talking to y'all then. But I like the way the Knicks are looking right now. I'm just looking at all threats to the Knicks. I wanted Oklahoma City to win that game, because anybody in the East, I want them to lose, right? Because every loss in the East helps the Knicks. So, but for them to beat Oklahoma City 97-81, something's happening over there in Milwaukee. Something's happening, okay? So we got to keep an eye on that. But I'm still saying the same thing. Right now, the Knicks are top 3. Somebody in the top 2 about to lose their spot. Somebody losing their spot. Here we come. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday. Shalom.